Good morning. It's day 2 of the vlog about how I'm adapting to doing a lot of online teaching. My name is Sharon. It's Wednesday, the 18th of March, and I live in Canberra in Australia. I teach singing full-time, running a business from my home, and I'm finding it necessary, like just about every other teacher on earth at the moment, to adapt to some online teaching. And I yesterday posted a little bit of an intro to how I was starting to look at that. So today I'm just going to talk a little bit more specifically about how I was playing around with Zoom with some of my clients yesterday. So I taught 4 sessions online yesterday, and they all went really well. I had 100% success rate with people joining up onto the meeting into my room, as I've got to get used to calling it. And that went really well. And they were all really open to exploring and trying things. Yesterday's sessions, the biggest things that came out of it for me were questions about audio stuff that I'm just going to grapple with. And I had a little bit of a sleepless night because I was thinking about a lot of stuff overnight. So I'm quite tired this morning, and I do, though, have a few clues about how to handle things. And that's just like everything else about the situation we're in at the moment, is actually just to remember I'm actually not in control of very much right now. I can sort of play around with what I'm doing on my end, but I can't control the equipment that my students have, or that I should expect them to try to get. I can't control their circumstances, the situation that they're in, whether I can see them when they stand up or not. There's a whole bunch of things depending on their age and their sense of agency in the process. I've just got to keep being really gentle, flexible, and fairly fluid about what's going on with them. But it's also just giving me a lot of permission just to come at everything really differently. And I'm still just going to keep looking for all of the positives in that, because that's kind of my one of my strong coping mechanisms at the moment. Let's find the good in this. So I'm sitting at the moment at my desk, which is the position that I would sit in if I was maybe starting a session before I moved to the piano. It also, at the moment, it's about nearly 10:30 in the morning, so the light coming through the window is quite good for my face. Some of the YouTube clips I looked up last night were helpful in talking more about light and stuff like that. And definitely, if there's no light behind someone's camera when they're talking to me, I can't see their face as well. So there is a bit of a challenge in picking up detail about what they're doing. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, at the moment I'm working with students that I know, and I know some of their traits. I know their voice. I know what some of the things are likely to be that they're grappling with. So I can, sort of start to predict what's going on there. Anyway, so I'm actually recording this through Zoom right now, hoping that that's going to work to connect to you. So you can hear what the audio quality is like with me simply plugged in through my regular iPhone headphones, plugged straight into my MacBook. This is the quality that's coming through. Now, I'm quite aware that the distance between mouth to mic does seem to make a bit of a difference in Zoom. I had one student yesterday who had been given a mic set with, a mic with a pop filter for his 15th birthday in January. And he was really excited. When we got online, he had it all set up. And definitely the audio quality I had from him was superior to everything else I had from people who were just using the built-in mic on their computer. But it still worked. I could still teach everybody no matter what gear they had. And when I posted online yesterday's vlog, a few people asked me whether there was any special equipment I had bought. And I just want to reiterate, at the moment, I'm just working with what I've got basically in the laptop and the computer, and what I already had here just from my own teaching and gigging kind of experience. Okay, so we're in Zoom, and if you've gotten online to have a look at it, you will know that up right down the bottom of the screen, there's a little button right in the middle called Share Screen. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things to do with that I figured out yesterday. And so when I hit Share Screen, I get up a window that shows me all of the options. It basically shows me every program that I've got open and every window that's available. So I'm going to click on an image that I have pre-opened, ready to go, and click it up. So you should see a rear view of the larynx. And now up on the top menu, sitting there available to me, is a toolbar. And second from the right on my screen is a little button called Annotate with a picture of a pencil. I'm going to click on Annotate, and that brings me up another toolbar. And that toolbar has a range of options on it. On the far right, it has a really cool option to save the image. So if I was having a chat with somebody about this image of the larynx in their lesson, we were going more theoretical for some reason and less about out loud vocals. If we were drawing some stuff on it, like I'm about to show you, and we wanted to keep that image at the end because the student really liked the graphics we'd used and the insights we'd found, then we could save that. If I do something I don't like, there's an undo and a redo button. There's an eraser button. I'm going to show you first what's called the spotlight. If I click on spotlight, there are two options. One is an arrow. And if I then have my arrow, the person who's on the other end of the conference can actually see that arrow moving around. I can also view that as a laser pointer. So if I say to the student, right, we're going to talk about the arytenoid cartilage over here, their attention is drawn to it by the red dot moving around. If I wanted to draw their attention to something as a permanent marker, I can go into the stamps and I can, again, choose an arrow or a tick, and I can come and say, all right, down here, we're going to talk about this part of the cricoid cartilage, and this is what it looks like at the back or something like that. I could then write some text in if I wanted to, because on this view and this image, cricoid isn't written there. So if I wanted to, I could come in here and write in, oh, I'm going to show my lapse of lately writing the word cricoid. Does it have a H? Whew, how embarrassing. There you go. I'm being very vulnerable in my vlog this morning because I'm tired. I can also draw. So when I click on draw, I have a lot of the sort of fairly familiar drawing tools that you might find in Word and things like that. So I might say, okay, let's draw a circle around that arytenoid cartilage, and we're going to talk about that. So that gives you just a little bit of an idea of what you can do when you've got something static in front of you. We could do that with a piece of text. We could do that with some song lyrics. We might want to get a piece of music up if you've got a PDF of a song. And you could also, there's a highlighter. Oh no, that changes the color. Oh, I'm still exploring. We can all change so many things on this. So it's terrific. I'm going to jump off this now because you can see that it's still a work in progress for me. And I'm going to go instead. So I'm going to click stop share. And now I'm going to go over to share something else. I'm going to show you the whiteboard. So if I click share screen again, and I'm going to choose whiteboard this time, click share. Now I've got something that I can write on if I want to, which is kind of awkward with the mouse for me because I'm not used to doing that. I can click on text and go, what are your favorite musicals? And then if I click out of that, then the person on the other side of the whiteboard can see it, and then they can actually write on it themselves. They've got an annotate bar as well, and they can write and draw on stuff as well. So that just, again, gives us another platform if I wanted to try and maybe draw some pretty rough staves. I could do that quite quickly. And then I could say to them, maybe I was just going to convert to a quick lesson on, okay, we're going to talk about how you can tell the names of the spaces. So I'm working with some kids, and I can just come in and start drawing my notes on that. Really crude, but it might be just the way that I might work on my whiteboard here in the room. So that gives us something to try. I'm going to stop sharing the whiteboard. That's enough of that one. It gives you an idea. The last thing I'm going to try sharing, and this one's a little bit new for me, is a YouTube clip. So I've got one pre-opened and ready to go. This is my favorite female indie artist at the moment, G Flip. She's a female drummer, singer, songwriter. So I might have missed the part. So I think there's a key that I've got to practice a little bit here of making sure that when I share this, I've got to share my computer audio with people. Otherwise, they won't actually hear what I'm hearing. They'll only see what I'm seeing. But the benefits here is that with my singers, if I want to say, okay, let's have a session where we do a bit of analysis and a bit of a chat about the singers that we're listening to, then we can do that together. And I click stop share. and come back to our main screen. So today, that's kind of the stuff a little bit of an update on yesterday. I had a great session with one of my slightly older ladies. She brought her tablet in, and I started to help her get set up because she was not quite sure how to do it. And I also had a chat on the phone with my oldest client, who is about to turn 77. And he was really keen to have a go and figure it out, but he really wasn't sure how. So he's coming in tomorrow for a lesson, if we can still do that. And he's going to bring his laptop in and we'll set that up together. And then for his lesson next week, we'll run it. And I think that's just terrific. The spirit of inquisitiveness that everyone's got to give this a go and work it out is great. So I'm going to sign off there. That's, again, plenty for today. Probably too much for today, but thank you for listening. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about self-care, because I'm really noticing today the fatigue factor of not only trying to learn a whole bunch of stuff quickly, but helping my students solve their tech problems on their end with my limited knowledge, and flipping between in-studio clients and online clients the last couple of days, and trying to clean in between people has made me a little tired. So I think a little bit of self-care is in order, and maybe we'll touch on that tomorrow. So have a great day. Stay curious, try things, let me know what's working for you, and tell me if there's something else you'd like me to try. And if you would like to maybe just have a short session to chat online and reassure yourself that your Zoom is working as you've set it up, send me a message. Bye. Have a great day.